Sure. Jackie.
Thank you, Caroline. There's been a lot of discussion about the Epstein files and the president's comments yesterday calling it a hoax. Can you clarify which part of the Epstein hoax is the hoax part?
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. It only costs you a flick of the finger. Can you flick your finger? Like the index finger. Can you flick it for the channel, y'all? We definitely greatly appreciate it. Now, y'all, today I'm gonna bring you. I haven't been covering this whole Epstein thing a lot. I think I made a video, maybe two. But today I want to bring you a different angle that I haven't heard anybody talk about. You've probably heard a lot about it, okay? But don't click off of the video, y'all. I'm telling you, I'll bring you something that I think is a little different. See, my angle is this. Democrats are now playing into Donald Trump's plan because now they're starting to push on the Epstein issue, and they're thinking that they're going to hurt Donald Trump by doing so. But what they're really doing is they are giving him a way to not release the Epstein files because he's saying that it's a Democratic hoax. You see, if they would just shut up, if they would just say, hey, look, this is something that the Trump supporters feel strongly about, we're going to let them voice their concerns, then they could maybe allow Trump supporters to gain traction, because it is the Trump supporters who are mostly behind the Epstein push right now. But Democrats, sensing that there's blood in the water, now they want to push everything, and they're allowing Trump to pivot and say, oh, it's the Democrats who are behind this. And they stupidly continue. So I'm going to show you an example of this, how the Democrats just don't have the political understanding to fall back and allow Trump's own supporters to hold his feet to the fire. They're piling on and they're giving him an out. Let's take a look. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
You declassify the Epstein files.
Yeah, I would.
That was then candidate Trump a year ago on the push for the FBI to release classified info in its investigation into the late accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Now President Trump is pushing people to move on, including those in his own party.
But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. He's dead, he's gone, and all it is the Republicans, certain Republicans got duped by the Democrats, and they're following a Democrat playbook.
But the president's change of tune is now threatening to fracture part of his MAGA base. Trump taking to Truth Social Wednesday, labeling those still talking about it his, quote, past supporters. A DOJ memo last week insisted there was no evidence that Epstein maintained a list of influential clients. That didn't sit well with those who've long alleged the government is hiding something.
Release the Epstein files, am I right? Yeah.
So now you have the not so smartocrats. They're smart. I mean, so I'm saying this politically, obviously not intelligence, but their political maneuvering sucks. This just not smart. Democrats, if they wanted to do some damage, they would shut up and just let Trump's supporters go after him, because it's his own supporters who are the people who are most concerned with this. A lot of the Democratic people, and I'm sure that many of them do, but a lot of them don't care, or they don't care to the same level. And even if they do care to the same level, because the Democratic supporters, the left supporters, are not invested in Trump, even if they care about Epstein, they're already against Trump, right? So there's no more ground to be gained there. So instead of just letting this boil, now Democrats are trying to pile on, and they're giving Trump an opportunity to blame them for all of this. And they don't seem to see that they're undercutting their own strategy here.
Mr. Chairman, the Trump administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case is baffling. It's frustrating the American people, and it's exacerbating the mistrust in the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. In February, Attorney General Bondi, 17 days into the job, said in a Fox News interview that the Epstein client list was, quote, sitting on my desk right now to review, end of quote. The White House then staged a major media release of Epstein-related files on February 27th, including preparing binders for conservative influencers and commentators. However, the files released were largely already publicly available. There was nothing new. After intense blowback, Attorney General Bondi went back to Fox News, the mothership, and claimed that a whistleblower, quote, assured her there were more files, and that, quote, New York, Southern District of New York, was sitting on thousands of pages of documents. And she promised on Fox, and I quote, we will get everything, and the country will see, quote, the full Epstein files. These are quotes from Attorney General Bondi voluntarily appearing on Fox News to explain the situation. For the next 4 months, the Department of Justice and the FBI were silent. What happened during that period? Well, we received information that Attorney General Bondi pressured the FBI to assign, now get this, approximately 1,000 agents in its Information Management Division and hundreds of additional agents from the New York field office to work 24-hour shifts to review and produce more documents on Epstein on an arbitrarily short deadline. These officials were told to, quote, flag any records in which President Trump was mentioned. But after this flurry of activity using tens of thousands of personnel hours in March, it took DOJ and FBI 3 additional months to produce no new documents, but rather an unsigned memorandum on July 7th finding that, quote, this systemic review revealed no incriminating client list. Naturally, after all of the public promises Attorney General Bondi has made, the public is really suspicious of her finding. This suspicion has been exacerbated by public reporting that FBI Director Patel and FBI Deputy Director Bongino disagree with Attorney General Bondi's handling of this matter. Public mistrust has been fed by other claims in the July 7th memorandum. This memorandum included links to surveillance video footage from outside Epstein's cell in the hours leading up to his death. The July 7th memorandum describes one of the videos released as full, raw footage, yet experts who've analyzed it concluded the video was likely modified. The Trump administration has essentially created a new controversy rather than solving one. President Trump is not helping matters at all. Despite his administration continuing making promises about the transparency on Jeffrey Epstein and claims about the existence of records that have not been produced, he is currently telling the country the president is saying this is all, quote, a scam, close quote. Yesterday, President Trump posted on his personal social media site, and I quote, my past supporters have bought into this BS hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson, and they probably never will. That's from the president's personal social media. This is the president talking about his own constituents who are concerned about claims his own campaign surrogates and administration have continually raised. President Trump and Attorney General Bondi are directly responsible for all this confusion and mistrust, and they need to be fully transparent, and they should release all of the documents for the public to review as quickly as possible.
Now, unlike the Democrats, of course, the reporters have a lot more credibility, even though, fake news. So take that for what it's worth. But the reporters do have more credibility, and they are holding the Trump administration's feet to the fire a bit. And let's be honest, the Trump administration is squirming. Trump's squirming. Caroline Leavitt is squirming. Anybody who's defending this is squirming. Bongino was squirming. Kash Patel was squirming.
Sure. Jackie.
Thank you, Caroline. There's been a lot of discussion about the Epstein files and the president's comments yesterday calling it a hoax. Can you clarify which part of the Epstein hoax is the hoax part?
The president is referring to the fact that Democrats have now seized on this as if they ever wanted transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, which is an asinine suggestion for any Democrat to make. The Democrats had control of this building, the White House, for 4 years, and they didn't do a dang thing when it came to transparency in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and his heinous crimes. It was this president who directed the Department of Justice and the Attorney General to do an exhaustive review of all files related to Jeffrey Epstein, which they did. The Attorney General and the FBI, led by Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, these are great patriots, some of the most trusted voices in the Republican Party movement. It's part of the reason the president appointed them to these high law enforcement positions, and they spent many months going through all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein, and they concluded what they found in that memo, which they drafted and they released. And so the president has been transparent. He has followed through on his promises to the American people, but he doesn't like to see Democrats and the mainstream media covering this like it's the biggest story that the American people care about. The president has been working so hard this week. On Tuesday, he went to Pennsylvania, where he secured $90 billion in investments for the Commonwealth, for the people of that state. After that, he came back to the Oval Office at 8 p.m. He went in there to whip votes to get the Genius Act signed into law. And because of his efforts, that bill is now going to be signed and passed. The following day, yesterday, he meets with a foreign leader, the King of Bahrain, to secure more investments into this country. And then yesterday afternoon, the president is in the East Room of the White House mourning with parents who have lost their children because of fentanyl, signing a bipartisan piece of legislation. And not a single cable network in this country took that event live and covered that event like they should. Those are the issues the president cares about. What could be more important to the American people than helping families who have lost their children? Those are the issues this president is going to remain focused on.
I understand he wants to move on from this story, but you do have some prominent figures, including the Senate Majority Leader, the House Speaker, voicing support for the files to come out. Representative Massey collecting signatures that would force a discharge petition for a vote on the floor for this. It doesn't seem to be going away. What is stopping the administration from just redacting any sensitive information, grand jury information, and putting out what is appropriate so that the American people can decide and then let this story die?
Well, in terms of redactions or grand jury seals, those are questions for the Department of Justice. Those are also questions for the judges who have that information under a seal, and that would have to be requested, and a judge would have to approve it. That's out of the president's control. He has said, in agreement with some of the leaders on Capitol Hill, that if the Attorney General and the Department of Justice come across any other credible evidence, they should provide that to the American people. The president has said that, and he agrees with them on
Why
that.
did he fire Maureen Comey?
The Department of Justice did, and I would defer you to them. Dasha.
So do y'all see what I'm saying here? Do you see how the Democrats stepping in? You have Ro Khanna, and I get it. It's like, yo, let's force them to release the Epstein files. Let's push. Yeah, but it's risky because the more they push, the more they're going to own it, and the more Trump's going to say, look, this is the Democrats. And eventually, he's going to get enough of his people to say, yeah, it is the Democrats. They're still going to want the Epstein files. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're going to forget. But I am saying that the more the Democrats get involved, the more it taints the entire thing from a political perspective. And the Democrats would be smart to simply stay out of it because they're not going to be able to push any harder than Trump's own people are already pushing. Let me know if you all agree with me down in the comments. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button. Share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. For my people with a retirement, go to Paralegal, PARALEGOLD.com. Check out Protecting Your Retirement with Gold, the oldest, hardest, strongest money mankind has ever known. And speak to my people at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. See you back in the next one.